Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Chris here. Wanted to bring you guys a little update on Omisego. We're going to talk about it today. We're going to be looking at it on the one-day chart. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. If you could like, subscribe, all that, I really appreciate it. So guys, what I'm going to start bringing to you, I look through different stocks and cryptocurrencies throughout the day just to see where they're progressing and if there's a possible move anywhere. So I wanted to show you Omisego because there's a few things that were starting to look promising for it. Okay, so the first one, guys, our RSI is down at 27, but you see this hook here, how we're starting to go back up? That's a good sign. Okay, so our RSI is moving in the right direction, so we'll get rid of that. We're just going to go through these one by one, MACD, because remember, you want to put a few things together before you make a move. And you can see on the MACD here, it looks like we're starting to get that hook, that potential cross, which would be great. That's what we want. We want that cross and that follow through. Remember, the MACD is a lagging indicator, so you can catch part of the move. You're not going to catch the very beginning. You're not going to be able to sell the very top, but you're going to be able to get the middle of it, that heart of it, okay? So really pay attention to that. You can see the histogram starting to tick down a little bit, so those are good signs. So we're kind of 2 for 2 here. Another big thing, that's a beautiful Doji candle that we had here. Then we almost had an inverted hammer. And now if we could close today, this almost looks like a bullish engulfing candle off this real body right here from this inverted hammer. So those would all be good signs as well. Another thing though, guys, we have all these overhead resistance. In the pink, we're looking at our 12 EMA. In the green, we're looking at our 26 EMA. And in the yellow, we're looking at our 50 moving average. So remember, guys, the tide and the trend is still down right now. We're looking for that bottom. We're looking to see when we can put that bottom in and start to move that trend. It has to start on the short term, then it'll move to the intermediate term, and then it'll move to the long term. But that's how it has to happen. But we're seeing some good signs here. Omisego goes up 8.18% right now, guys. So that's something I'm looking at. So Omisego, it's a position that I do have as a long-term hold, so I just want to tell you guys that. But it's one that I think is good to accumulate, have more coins of down the road because it's one that has been successful and there's stuff that is coming out with Omisego. So that's always a good positive sign. Next thing we're going to look at is the Bollinger Bands. And the Bollinger Bands, guys, you see how that Doji was put almost on the bottom? So we potentially could be due for a run up here to at least maybe $5 or so, that middle band. And this also, the 12 EMA is starting to flatten out a little bit, and that's what we need. We need that flatten out, then we need to get up above it, and we need to close up above it. So that's a really big deal, guys. Just keep that in mind. The next thing, I just want to show you some stuff here, guys, that I was looking at and that I've really learned throughout all this. So we like that Doji. That's always good. Okay? But look where we've come from in terms of this downtrend and how high we've been. Okay, moving averages are so important, guys, because they're going to basically average out. They're going to take the average of the prices for the amount of time. If you're looking at, a 50 moving average, it's going to take the past 50 days. They're going to average them together. So it just helps you with all that volatility that you'll have in these cryptocurrencies. But you can see here, guys, once these crossed, we've been in that steady downtrend, just like we talked about that river. You can't get out of it until we start to switch and we have this 12 cross over the 26 and we get moving. So that's going to be a really big deal. And guys, the importance of taking profits. Take a look at this. Okay, we were at one point all the way up to almost $30 on Omisego. We're sitting at $3.82 right now. That's how big of a retracement and a pullback that we've had. If you put the Fibonacci on it from the beginning here, we are retraced down to the 886, guys. I mean, this is a very, very deep retracement. So we are due for the trend to change, at least in the short term, see what can happen. Because you can see here, guys, we make a run, then we have a pullback, then we had our huge run, pullback up, and then we had this really big sell-off. And that sell-off went from $20, guys, all the way down to $4. So that's how fast these things move, and you have to pay attention to the market cycles, okay? Pay attention to those market cycles, pay attention to the candles that were given. Because even right down here, guys, after we had this big sell-off, I want you to take a look at this candle. Okay? So we were up at the all-time highs. We came down here, and you can see this long wick that we had here. This was pretty close to a hammer. I'm not going to call it a hammer because basically the wick would have to be twice as long as the body, and it's basically the body and the wick are about the same size here. But you can see how we almost engulfed this candle here. This would almost be more like that bullish piercing candle, and then we made a run back up here. But really pay attention to those higher highs and higher lows. That's how you know the trend is going to be changing to the positive, and that's what we need to do. Because right here, all we've been having, see this high here, it's a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and accompanied with that, we've had the lower lows. So what we're praying for here is that this is our Doji candle, and we're going to switch that trend. We can get up above the purple one here, which is our 12 EMA, get that moving. If we could potentially get that 12 to cross the 26, that's going to be a big deal as well, because we have not seen that happen. 12 over the 26, we had the cross back in April, guys. It's been a really long time, and that's how powerful trends are. So always pay attention to the trends, okay? You can't buck the trend. You can't fight the trend. You can do some, counters right here, guys, and maybe buy here and then sell up here, but you wouldn't want to buy and hold there, because most likely we're going to have another leg down, okay? So God bless each and every one of you. Omisego is one of my favorite guys. It has a smaller amount of coins, which I really like the overall cap of it. I think it's going to be good once Ethereum gets going again as well, because these are all ERC20 tokens, which are built on the Ethereum platform. So when Ethereum does bad, obviously Omisego and some of these other coins are going to be doing poorly as well. So we'll have to wait and see, but God bless each and every one of you. Hope you have a wonderful